Okay, so let me check it out. Okay, wait.
So is this going into
Awesome.
your group? Is it? Is that where it's heading?
Yeah, we're like on Facebook.
Cool.
Okay, we are simply live. So, hey guys, what's up? RJ here in Affiliate Marketing Hacks for online entrepreneurs. Today we have a special, very special guest, and he's a Clickfunnels Dream Car Winner. His name is Paul Mottley. Thank you so much, Paul, for having it.
Hey man, it's awesome to be here. I know we've been trying to fix this up for a good long time now, and sometimes the time zones don't work. Sometimes the schedule doesn't work. But yeah, super happy to be here, man. It's going to be awesome.
Totally appreciate it, man. Totally appreciate it. Yeah, man, we have simply locked down many times, and some things time goes by, like we have different time zones and everything else. But still, thank you so much for your time and everything else. So, like before starting everything, like tell us your story, like your small introduction, like how you got started and where you are right now and everything else. A small intro.
Okay, cool. I'll try and keep this as tight as I can because I do tend to go on a little bit. So unless people have got the next 2 hours, I'll have to just kind of ram it all together. So basically, yeah, I mean, I was a local business owner. That's the first part of it. I ran my own business for 24 years, and going through that time, obviously, with the advent of things like Google, Facebook, YouTube, all those great stuff came along in that time, and it was kind of like you had to running your own business. You had to move at the time, so you had to start thinking, right, okay, more and more people are using this thing called the internet. I'm not that old that I don't, quite understand it all, but it was one of those things where I thought, right, okay, well, now I need to try and figure out ads. I need to figure out how to put a website together, and those might remember things like front page, things like that you used to be able to build websites with, and Dreamweaver and stuff like that. I haven't got a clue about HTML, but it was there, and you could use it if you wanted to. A lot of the time, it was like using a word processor basically, and it suddenly appeared on the internet, which was great. But as time moved on, I noticed other people starting to actually use for platforms, whether it be Facebook or Google, to actually start generating leads for their business. And it was through that I started looking at different options and different softwares that I thought I could probably help me to do that. And I was doing a little bit on the side. I had a little side hustle as well. So I wanted to generate leads for that as well. So I was kind of like learning two things, or I was learning for two reasons at the same time. And I
Okay.
think I went through several different softwares. Like I said, Lead Pages was probably one that I plugged into to start with, but it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do as far as the side hustle thing went. Because as I thought, right, okay, well, this is fine. I can do this do this with Lead Pages, no problem. But as far as the side hustle goes, it wasn't that intuitive. It wasn't going to do the job that I needed it to do. I couldn't process payments, for example, through it. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And I thought, do you know what? I need something else. And it was around about that time, I think I saw an ad from Russell Brunson about .com secrets. So I went ahead and bought that, patiently waited for it to come through the post, read it cover to cover once, read it cover to cover 2 or 3 times, actually on a plane journey back from the US back to the UK. Got off the plane and my mind was blown. I just thought, this is so freaking awesome. I can actually really do some serious damage with this thing. So that was kind of like how it all started there. And obviously, Russell's value ladder worked tremendously well on me because I bought ClickFunnels, and because it was a business expense, I then upgraded to what was the Funnel Hacks program, which was like a one-off payment for about $2,000 or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it was at the time,
Yeah.
for like a 6 months access on the full product suite of ClickFunnels. So of course, I could offset that against tax and that sort of thing. So it was fine. And I was using it legitimately for business as well. But also it then started opening up the whole other side of things as well. And of course, I got really into it. I started going on to the ClickFunnels main group. I noticed they had an Avengers group, which was actually the
affiliate group.
actual the affiliate program. And I started like looking, reading, learning. And as I was learning and learning new things, other people started when they were asking questions, and if I knew the answer, that's when I'd pop in and go, oh yeah, you can do it like this, or you can do it like that, or no, you need to be doing that instead of that, and that sort of thing. And without realizing, I started getting people coming to me and saying, look, I haven't actually got an account yet, but if you've got your link, then I could join with you and you could show me a little bit more and things like that. And that's kind of like how it started for me on the affiliate side. In fact, my very first client was, as far as the sale goes for ClickFunnels, was actually my own personal trainer, because we were talking endlessly on the one-on-one sessions, and I would be doing anything to get out of doing more reps or more weights. So I'd be talking to him the whole way through the session. So I think I was probably like paying him whatever I was paying him at the time for an hour, plus educating him for free on top and getting very little done. So that was kind of like how it worked. And even to this day, he still uses ClickFunnels, and it's a great story because I was able to help him for what he was doing. And he always had this dream of being able to do group coaching on the internet. So slowly but surely, he's actually built up a customer base now where he's actually out of the gym. He's no longer doing one-on-one sessions in the gym. So his time is his own and he can do it from wherever. And he's now doing group coaching, and, and he's surpassed his income from what he was doing before. So that's great. But moving on, obviously, that sort of like worked for a good while, going in, helping as many people as possible. People come to me sometimes, they might be saying, oh, who's got a bonus and who's got this, who's got that. And I'd accumulated a lot of stuff over that time. So I said, well, okay, well, this is what I've got. And if that helps you, great. And people came to me that way. That's probably what started off the first 20 to 25 customers that I had. And then that sort of like was fine, but it was always a product of the more you did, the more you gave, the more you get back. And it started becoming a time issue because I was working full time still, because I had a family, because I had lots of other things going on outside of this. It started getting a little bit of a pressure pot, and that was when I started thinking, right, okay, well, I need to find a way to ramp this up to make it worth my time. And that's when I started getting into paid ads. The biggest shift for me really was getting help, because I knew that I could do it on my own. I knew people that were doing it, so I was more than happy to pay them for their time for coaching, mentorship, and it sort of skyrocketed from there. And then obviously the results spoke for itself, because I hit Dream Car status back in June or July 2019. So that was the biggest hurdle, if you like, that I was able to get over, because as soon as I got my own way, which that was the thing that was probably holding me the most, I got out of my own way and I thought, right, I need help. Yep, it's going to cost money, but geez, look at the difference now. That's has made so much more. In fact, now I've no longer own business, so I'm now full time doing this and easily surpassing what I used to earn, going out working 60, 70 hours a week. So that's kind of like the story in so far, I guess.
Yeah, that's
like that. I was going to ramble.
good.
I was going to ramble. Sorry, I was going to ramble.
No, it's totally okay. That's super awesome story. And anyone, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Anyone who's watching live, use hashtag live. Anyone who's watching on replay, you can use hashtag replay. Thank you so much, Vishal and Nabil, for watching the live right now. So if I tell you, it's almost like similar, and and if you guys don't know about it, when I started ClickFunnels, I've signed up under Paul Mottley's affiliate link. Okay, I've signed up under his link.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, totally appreciate it. And to be very honest, if you guys don't know about it, probably it was about January last year when I started using ClickFunnels, because before that I was using Shopify and everything else. But the main problem that came up with Shopify, in every niche there is always a millionaire out there. That's totally okay. But there are different things that you can simply do better. That's the main key. And when I started ClickFunnels, saw the ad of Russell Brunson, saw the Facebook post and Instagram post that this guy made in 90 minutes, he made $3 million on 10x growth conference. When I started, I was totally insane. I need to get into it. And once I got into through your affiliate link and everything else, we have got ourselves the value funnel by Sebastian Gomez and everything else. I didn't even knew how to set up the domain. Believe me, guys, the thing was that on that point, I didn't even knew about what the autoresponder was. Believe me, Paul, the thing was that I was wondering like how the hell it happens that if I put the email, I get the confirmation. That's how, like the noob you can simply say, that's how it went on. I was like, how the hell it happens? Like how I am simply entering the email, I get myself these type of things. So it was truly phenomenal, to be very honest. And because I didn't knew how to set up the domain into the funnel itself, and Paul was like so great to provide his time, and we set up the domain. He gave me some ideas about it and everything else. Then I started running solo ads. Nothing happened, to be very honest, because we are like living in the tier 3 countries or third world countries, where like the currency difference is so high. Like a dollar is like 150 or 160 rupees out there, so huge difference of the currency. So if I'm spending a money and I don't get myself any type of ROI, then everyone will be watching like to me, and they will saying that what are you doing right now. And like days ago, like 2 days ago, on 9th March last year, I made my first sale, my first OFA. And I also posted, and I was like out of the mind. It's 15,000 rupees over here, first $100 a day. I was like, man, this works, this do works. And then I also posted and like give the shout out and thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much, because if at that particular point, if I didn't like went up into ClickFunnels and didn't do what I needed to do, I wouldn't be here. So thank
Yeah,
you so much, first of all.
yeah, I know. That's awesome, man. It's a great story. I mean, yeah, I think sometimes a lot of people forget about, they go, oh, I only got this or I only got that, and they forget what that could mean to someone else. I mean, to Grant Cardone, if he earns $100 today, it'd be like, you know, that's nothing to him. That's pocket change. But to other people, especially like if you go to, like you say, in different tier countries where their average annual income is so much lower in comparison, this is kind of like making huge impact, and it's a vehicle that you can actually get to that impact and enforce change. I mean, you said about your story there, and the fact that you earned that $100 commission on that day. That was probably almost like winning the lottery for you, because you suddenly went, it not only gave you a buzz, it kind of would give you the gratification, it would give you the trying to get my words out, it would actually justify, and you'd say, yes, this is actually going to make me some money, this is actually going to work for me, and then I can actually go out, I can learn everything, and I can show others, I can help impact hundreds of lives from what I know, and then giving them that information as well. And that's what I see you doing right now. That's I mean, it's inspirational, man. And that's the kind of like what I wanted to do first starting out, is because I might not be able to reach 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, but if I can reach 5 or 6 people and they can reach 10 or 20 people, it soon becomes a massive ecosystem. I mean, if I actually had the numbers and thought, right, let's count up how many people I've actually helped, how many times have I got on messenger chats with, or Zoom chats, things like that. I mean, it's going into the hundreds, if not over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, probably. It's definitely on messages. As far as Zoom calls, probably I'd say 500, 600 of them that I've been on to actually help people. Just do a small fix, or even just record a little video where I can actually stick it onto YouTube. They can go and watch it whenever they like, but it's private. It's listed just for them. But you're helping them, and you're not asking for anything in return. You're just saying, look, I can help you out. Give me 2 minutes. I'll just record a video. There you go. Job done. Now, you might find that putting out all that good karma into the world will come back to you. And I think that's the impact that we want to be able to share our own knowledge with as many people as possible, so that we can actually feel good about ourselves because we're helping, because we're impacting lives. And it can make a huge amount of difference. And sometimes we don't see that. We don't actually recognize that or witness that change or that impact that we're actually giving people. But isn't it cool just to know and go sleep at night and just think, I did something good for someone today, and you get a great feeling from it.
Yeah, for sure. That is the main thing. Yeah, that is like so cool, because that is the main key. When someone is starting out, they don't have the general idea. Even right now, and as you said, the difference between the country is have, if anyone like he's making like 1,000 or $1,500 a month, it's like more than enough, because it's a high end salary of a person out there. Okay, high end salary. It will be like 200,000 rupees over here. Like it's huge. It's huge for these guys out there. And yeah, once I made my first $100, then I thought, okay, man, being a student where other students are going to university just studying and don't doing anything, or waiting for the all of the internship out there, or waiting for their degree to be completed and everything else. Being a student and going at that particular way, in this particular way, it means a lot. And once like I made $100, this validated, okay, this system works, this system works.
Yeah.
And the best part
It's
was that,
validation. It's validation.
yeah, it was the validation. And the best part was that during that first month, once I made $100, I made $300, like sold three one funnel away challenge. That was the best part, because that validated, okay man, okay, I can simply sell to anyone I don't know. That was the best thing, because once I was running an e-commerce store, I was running the e-commerce store. I was selling everything to the local persons out there, like to my friends, to my family members. There wasn't any a single person whom I didn't sold. I don't know. That's insane. Like if your family members are buying your stuff, why the hell are you selling it? There should be a way that you can simply sell the person who you don't know. First of all, that's the main key. That was the main thing. That was the main thing that I like got stuck and everything. Now like everything is going like super cool. You know it as very well. Like few days ago, I made a post that I made my first $100 a year ago, and other than this, launched my software on the exact same day, because I thought this was the best day to put everything else on there. Software like made over 5 figures. Everything that I did, like everything, I simply owe it to you. First of all, thank you so much once again. Okay,
That's cool, man. That's cool. No,
yeah,
that's awesome.
the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And I appreciate it. I'm just checking the comments now because obviously I don't get that on what we're doing now. And obviously there's some guys on there. So just want to say hi to everybody that's watching. So I appreciate you taking time out of the day to come and sit in with us for a minute. And obviously if you're going to hang around for a little bit longer, I know that we've probably got a little bit longer to chat, but I'm actually going to go through it's all very well me sitting here and saying what I did, but I'm actually going to give you an idea or two of what you can actually go out and do as well. So if people are actually sitting on the fence or have already joined or even considering joining, don't forget, you do actually get a free trial with this thing. Yes, you might look at it and think, gosh, it's expensive, but I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened last night, and that should give you an idea to spur you going forwards. And of course, I'm sure this guy here right there has got a fantastic affiliate link for you, ready to go. At a moment's notice, all you got to do is ask him, and you can go ahead and get a trial with him. So do you want me to go through what I actually did last night and tell you exactly the results I got from it?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay, right. So let's put this into context. So when ClickFunnels started tightening the reins up on paid ads, we had to start thinking about how else can we start getting people in. What's the organic way of getting people to come in and join? And there's 101 different ways. Now, I started focusing on this, I started focusing on that, but there's always that underlying thing. And I thought, right, who are the guys which are right at the top of the tree? Who are the guys that are actually killing it right now? They've got big followings, they've got this course, that course, and the other course, and all things like that. How could I ever compete with that? Well, honestly, I can't, right? So I'm just a regular guy. I'm driving a regular, I say it's not a regular car now, but anyway, it's kind of like, I'm living a standard life. So what I actually did was I actually implemented certain strategies to get in front of people and do exactly what the software is designed to do, right? So what I did last night, I have been organically going out and seeking different Facebook groups of people that I want to be able to help. People where I can see a problem and think they need this because this is going to solve one of their biggest problems. Yeah. And a lot of times, a lot of people, wherever offer selling is how to get traffic to that offer. Right. So I thought, right, okay, well, how can I do it?
That's the main problem.
So right now on my Facebook profile, for example, I have it set up to show people how to actually get the organic traffic to people's profiles. Yeah. So I've actually got that already set up on my Facebook profile. But inside the group last night, I was on a live call and I basically explained how it all worked, how it was put together, how they could use it, and the results they could expect. Now, it was a little bit more in depth than that, but the result was I made close to $2,000 in an hour. Right. So that was kind of like straight away. And on the back of that, I had 5 or 6 people open a ClickFunnels account as well, because they needed what I was telling them and they needed ClickFunnels to implement that solution. And that's kind of like it. That was a condensed version that a lot of people can do organically. If you can find something that actually helps someone to do something and includes, let's take ClickFunnels, for example, as part of your solution, that's going to actually get you more signups. And that is something that everybody should be doing. I mean, we've heard from several different people. It's like, I pick one out. I think one of the top affiliates, which you don't actually hear talk about being an affiliate, is Dan Henry. Now, about 2 years ago, he brought out a program about building an agency. And guess what? In the back of it, what did you need? ClickFunnels. So he got like 200-300 people sign up for ClickFunnels after buying his $1,000 product. So he got the $1,000 up front and 200-300 ClickFunnels accounts, instantly earning between $10,000 and $20,000 a month. Now, doesn't that make more sense? Doesn't that make more sense than trying to sort of like go out there just going after people to get them to join ClickFunnels? Because basically, what are they going to do once it has to be a reason. It has to be a reason for them actually to keep and use the software. And that goes back to my first example, which was my personal trainer. He still uses ClickFunnels because it helps him grow his business. And that's the ROI of the software. And it's exactly the same with autoresponders, with any tools or softwares that you use. If it actually creates you a positive return on investment or is an integral part of your business, then it's a no-brainer. You need it. And us as affiliates, if we can put that in front of you and it helps you achieve that goal that you're trying to get to, then of course you're going to keep it and we'll get a commission each month as well. So it makes sense for everybody. Everybody wins at the end of the day. And that's all with an affiliate product. You don't pay anything extra through going through our links. We're just getting a commission from it, but you're still getting the exact same service, the support, and everything else that goes with it at the same price. So sometimes people think, if I buy through him, then it's going to cost me more. It's not. No, not at all. The company pays the commission. And that's the beauty of affiliate marketing. That's why I think it's such a great business to be in.
Yeah, that's super cool. You know, the best problem that I simply think, yeah, super cool, man, super cool. That's insane. The main problem that come up when it comes to ClickFunnels sign up, as far as I saw, because the best part on your side was I didn't have any type of idea of it, was there was allowed paid ads. Like I guess you won like your dream car using paid ad, or it was like totally organic, or there was paid ad involved.
No, I used paid ads as well. So it wasn't just organic. There was a mixture between the organic and paid. And obviously there is a slight drop off, like with anything. You know, people will change their cars every so often. People will move home every so often. People won't go to the same resort if they go on holiday every time. So sometimes people change things up, or they decide they're not going to use it anymore. So there is this what they call churn. And that goes into another story totally. I mean, at one point, my churn rate was absolutely horrendous. But what I learned was that by giving these people and integrating a email autoresponder, I was actually able to reduce that churn because I was able to segment what people wanted and then give it to them. So let's say, for example, I have like, I don't know, let's say next month I get 40 people join ClickFunnels. Now, only 10 of them might want it for coaching. Only 5 of them might want it for their gym. Now, if I start sending everybody something about, I don't know, Forex, for example, you know, there's a very small market that are actually going to be interested. But if I can qualify people along the way and actually then start tailoring the information in the emails that I'm sending out, based on whatever link they click, I can apply that. If my first email is just like welcome to ClickFunnels and a bit about myself, and I give them like 3 options and say, what was the main reason you joined ClickFunnels? And they click one of those links, I can add a tag onto that. And then it will segment them into a different area of my email list. So when I want to send something out, let's say you get the example there of Shopify. If someone's looking to move from Shopify to using funnels to try and increase the amount of profit they're getting, then I can start adding a Shopify tag and I'll have a segment of the list. And every time I get some information about how to increase sales using Shopify, or how to use ClickFunnels to overcome the low conversion rates on Shopify, for example, I can send it to those people only. And they're going to get a much higher open rate. I mean, I had one segment where the average open rate was 80%. Now, when people start talking about ManyChat and messenger bots and all good stuff like that, saying, oh, it kills email, it's much better, it's this and this and this. Well, I can tell you now, a highly segmented audience on your email list will blow that out of the water. It will continue to do so, and it will do so for as long as email is around. That's my opinion anyway.
Super awesome, man. That's super awesome. So tell me one thing. Once you won the dream car, what was the car? I guess it was Mustang. I guess. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah, I got a Ford Mustang. Yeah, it's my baby. Literally, I love it more than anything in the world. Yeah, I get any excuse to drive it. But yeah, it's obviously it's a product of hard work, and it's super cool because obviously ClickFunnels, they actually give you a bonus of, if you've got over 100, they give you a $500 bonus per month to pay to the car. So if you've got a higher end car, then it just helps towards that payment. Or if it's something else, then it obviously pays the whole lot. If you get up to 200, they're giving you $1,000 a month. Now you can imagine what you could lease for $1,000 a month. You know, we're getting into some like really high end cars, which of course is, you know, is paid for, and it's a nice perk, and it's a good bonus, and it just gives you a reminder every day I get into it about how lucky I am for what I've done, and also the spurring me on to make sure that I keep sticking to it as well.
Yeah, yeah. That's super awesome. That's super awesome, man. So yeah, I was like asking one of the few things. Wait, yeah. So tell me one thing. From like 6 to 7 months since like September last year, when ClickFunnels like put up the many type of restriction over affiliate. Like first of all, you won't be able to like bid on any of the trademark terms and everything else.
Yeah,
And other than this, they have like lowered down commission right now. Like few days ago, they have changed their affiliate agreements and everything else. Now like they've made many type of restrictions. What I say, it's a type of restriction for the new affiliates out there. Like they need to be on the one funnel away challenge in order to be approved as an affiliate. Other than this, once they are starting, they are on like the 20% mark, and then they will go to 30 once they make $1,000 a month. Then they will go to 40 if they get themselves the 40 affiliates out there. These are some of the type of restrictions that they currently made on affiliate program and everything else. So
yeah.
at this time, yeah. So at this time, like if someone is starting out, what should be their core strategy when they know that their like commission is low? Because at the particular time they will be on the 20% commission, and they will be allowed to like sold like .com, expert secrets, and traffic secrets, and one funnel away challenge. These are the main four products that they can simply sell, and how they can be able to make their first $1,000 in a month so that they can go for their 30%. Like what do you think that they should go for?
Well, it boils back to my example that I gave from last night. Really, you've got to look at a couple of things. You've got to think, well, okay, why do you think ClickFunnels have done it? The main reason I think is to protect themselves from a legal standpoint, because if they just let anybody from anywhere that isn't fully invested in the program, then they could get themselves into trouble with the FTC and all sorts of things like that. So they are actually increasing the quality of their own affiliates by putting these restrictions on.
Yeah.
And of course, it's also an education. If you think about the One Funnel Away Challenge, you're going through the affiliate bootcamp as well. I mean, I went through the first affiliate bootcamp that Kevin Leaks put together. It's Kevin Leaks or Kevin David, or whoever it was. And I went through that religiously, and I must have gone through that. I mean, they dripped it out day by day as well, so it wasn't like you could go ahead. They had live sessions every week. I plugged into every single one. I literally went through the whole thing, and even like 4 or 5 months later, when it was all there to go for, I went through it again because I knew that watching something first time, you can get distracted and you can miss it, and you got to keep revisiting. So if anyone's starting out, then yes, go through the training, learn. Even if you're a seasoned pro or anything like that, just go through it anyway, because it's part of the qualification process. So you might as well go through it, because I guarantee you won't know everything. There'll always be something new to learn. And that's the thing. You'll always be learning, because the more you can learn yourself, the more you can then help and teach others. And you will pick up ideas. You will sit there and think, well, okay, well, how could I work this into something that could help others? And that's where you start providing a product or service that then need ClickFunnels in the back end of it, or an affiliate program in the back end of it. And it will soon work up. It's kind of like if I was to draw it, if I was to try and get on the screen now, you kind of like your journey sort of like goes along like that for a little while, and then it starts going up, and then all of a sudden it zooms straight up. And that's kind of that sort of like shape there. It's kind of like how your journey will be with ClickFunnels. And I guarantee that your knowledge level will actually coincide with your affiliate signups. So the more you know, the more signups you're going to get. And that's what I'd like to do. That's what I'd like everyone to do, is become as knowledgeable as possible and earn while you're learning at the same time. Yes, it's an investment to start with, but then isn't there an investment for most things? I mean, there's plenty of places around where, I mean, I remember I was actually on vacation. I think I was in Jamaica or something like that, playing golf with my brother-in-law, and there was a little lad who very keenly was able to keep going and find my golf balls every time I hit them back into the rough or things like that. But he was smart, because for me it was gone. I wasn't going to go look for it. He'd go and find it, and then about 4 or 5 holes later, it'd sit back to me. Right.
Okay.
So but the reason why he was doing it, and he was out there until he had enough money to go to school the next day. This kid was 9 or 10, right? And you just think, damn, we take so much for granted, So a lot of people have to pay for college, they have to pay for this, any sort of like higher education or stuff like that. So why do they suddenly feel that once they get past a certain age, everything should be free? Of course, it's not free. You want an education, you got to pay for it. And that's kind of like the way that you think about it, because the way that like doctors, surgeons, people like that, they go to school, they paid their way through school because they know they're going to get the return further down the line. And that's kind of like what you got to look at it. It's like, if it's one funnel away, it's $100. It's $100. Yeah, you got to pay for it to get education so that you can earn those commissions coming on the back. It makes sense. That's all I can look at it from. So that's what I'd be doing right now. I'd be learning, and I would start implementing, and I would start looking at ways that you can identify that people could use ClickFunnels as part of a solution to a problem that they've got.
Yeah, that's super cool, and yeah, that's totally true. That's the main problem, because once anyone who is starting out, the first question that they simply have is that, like, how much to invest, and like how many days we should give up to the work and everything else. Like, what should, because everything can go like this. Unless you don't know the traffic, it will go like this. That's the main problem, because traffic stop everything. Like, you have your funnel set up, you have like everything, you have the knowledge. If you don't have the proper traffic, or if you don't know how to generate traffic, that's the main problem that comes up. Because if someone is starting out, they don't have that amount to run paid ads, first of all, for any type of business that you were talking about. Like, let's say we are talking about, like, if we are selling any type of product. Let's say we have an ebook, and if we need to sell it, and if we don't have the amount that we simply need to run the paid ads, and we want to sell it organically, if we don't know how to do it, then we won't be able to sell it. That's the main problem. The traffic
Yeah.
is the main important thing when it comes to, other than your offer, because your offer
Yeah.
may work, but if you don't have the like traffic, then it goes down.
Yeah, exactly right. And I believe that any day now, the Traffic Secrets book is going to drop as well. And I'm sure there'll be links in the group there that you'll provide that you can go and get it from you as well. So that's a worthy investment. It's not that expensive again, but it's all about getting that extra knowledge and sort of solving that problem. And it's kind of what I do now. I mean, with the organic traffic thing, you can actually provide a huge amount of value and huge amount of, and over your own profile itself, and you can then start thinking, right, okay, well, I mean, I know people which are doing extremely well from ClickFunnels just from posting their
Yeah,
results on their own Facebook profile. That's all they
yeah,
did.
I know.
And then right, one specific example, because I've been watching for a while, is they will actually people onto a call that that person will pay them for their time, because that's coaching at the end of the day, and that's how we do it. I mean, I book out $197 an hour, right? So it's not something I do a lot of because I'm very busy, but the opportunity is there. And what they do is, on that call, they will teach them how to post their results on their Facebook profile, because that's what works, and it kind of like momentum starts, and people are selling like 100 or 90 or 50 funnel away challenges, and in 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. And the strategy basically is organic reach on Facebook and getting that traffic coming to them because they are posting engaging content, and also they are posting the results. And guess what? People are attracted by the results. That's why I went to my coaches, because I saw the results they were getting. I wanted it, so I paid for their coaching. That's a simple enough strategy to go out there for. Yes, you do need to have a little bit of success to start with, but of course, there are always ways of doing that.
Yeah, like you need to have like a bit type of leverage, or like you a bit type of what you can simply say like an authority, like you or something that will provide some type of value and everything else. And like if someone is doing attraction marketing, is it totally valid? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The whole point of attraction marketing is to be able to get people into your world. You start educating them, you start giving them value. And you always think it's 4 or 5 hits of value before you make an offer, because you've got to, and of course, along that way, like we said about emails, along that road, you can then qualify people before you give them an offer. That's as simple as. I mean, let's pick it. Let's pick an example now. If I get people onto my Facebook profile, and I then say, right, I start segmenting people, and I go, right, okay, well, we've got a phone here or a mug, and I say, well, pick A if you're interested in phones, or B if you like, mugs with crazy features on them and stuff like that. But everyone that posts things about mugs, we'll put it even there, I can then go and send them to different sites, which shows like funny designs and funny this, funny that. And guess what? After about 4 or 5 days, I can send them to a website that sells mugs,
Yeah.
right? So they've already qualified themselves that they like mugs, they like funny mugs. And guess what? Here's a funny mug, you can buy it, right? So that's kind of like how it should work together, right? And that's basically it. And if you want to advance that, you could then say, Cara, right, well, if it was something more financial related, you could then build your own mini course around it to help sell ClickFunnels. You could say, let's say, for example, someone who likes entrepreneur mugs or something like that, then you could say, okay, right, well, do you want to learn how to sell entrepreneur mugs to other people to make X, Y, and Z based off my results? And they go, yeah, sure, of course I do. Okay, cool, right, excellent. Here's a mini course I put together. And guess what? At the bottom of the mini course, here's a nice little share funnel that you need ClickFunnels for. Right.
Yeah.
So then you're giving it all them. And then of course this is just one stupid example I found on my old man's desk. So, you can go for different types of pens, stuff like that. So you can help people develop their own businesses which need ClickFunnels. And that's kind of like how it should work.
Okay, so like in my opinion, as far as like you said, if you are like wanting to, the main focus I'm going for ClickFunnels is that like you are dream car winner with ClickFunnels, and when it comes to ClickFunnels, it's like $97 per month, and most people don't come up on $97 per month only for the reason that it's expensive, or people don't promote that no one is going to be come up for it, because there are like different high ticket one time items, those are different things, and low ticket like an autoresponder and everything else, it do plays an important role, because not only because I saw many guys out there who like selling affiliate program using autoresponder and like making thousands dollar per month using like selling
Yeah.
autoresponder through an affiliate link. Huge. Like
Yeah.
I guess there was like Chris Fong, and also other than this Spencer Makeup, like he's making huge amount of money on autoresponder alone, and other than ClickFunnels, because on ClickFunnels he's like booming everything, because that's the main key when it comes to ClickFunnels and everything else. Sell ClickFunnels on the back end.
Exactly.
Let them know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So let them
Yeah,
know like
that's
how
it.
they can simply use it and utilize it when it comes to any type of business. So like let's say we are going for the real estate market, like there are real estate groups, the people who sell real estate and everything else. Like once we are approaching, thank you so much Kavita and Shul for joining. Thank you so much for being here. So let's say there is a group for real estate, and once there are like real estate group, and then get into the group, provide value and everything, now we will simply let them know how they use funnels to generate leads, because if there is a dentist or real estate expert out there, they simply don't care how they use funnels, or like what is funnel. They need results, they need leads and everything else.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Totally right. Totally right. They don't want a funnel, they want a customer. And that's kind of like how that works. Oh, breaking up.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Um,
Sometimes internet collapse and everything else. The main thing.
yeah, we're still.
So so right now, what are the main things that you are focusing on? Like other than ClickFunnels, what are the main things that you are promoting, or like what are you doing right now other than ClickFunnels?
For me, main focus is probably my own products and also complementary products which have an affiliate program on. So, yes, you mentioned the autoresponder there. Got a few different things like that. People, product or service that helps people target on Facebook, because people always get stuck on the suggested part. I mean, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10 with Facebook ads, it comes down to targeting. And that's the big thing. You can
Yeah,
go and buy a course for $1,000. You can buy a course for $2,000. The only thing they don't actually show you for your exact product is the targeting. They'll show you everything else, but when it comes to it, there's hundreds of different people going and buying that course, so they obviously can't show the targeting itself. They can't give you, let's say, for example, the mug, for example. They're not going to be able to show me on their recorded course, or if it was a webinar or things like that, the exact people to target, the audience size and everything else that goes with it for people to buy the mug, right? There's no way they could do it, because you suddenly get 300 people holding a hand up and going, what about this? What about that? And it would take 4 or 5 days to do it all. And not going to do that. So yeah, that's one of the programs that I promote and doing pretty good out of that so far as well. So that's cool. Anything that complements the business world I'm in, basically, that's how that works.
yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, on Facebook ads, targeting do matter the most. Like I do have the plan for like using paid ads for the software as well, like to market, because there are like almost 900 million people who are using Facebook as a part of their business out there. So when it comes, because anyone can use front funnels for their business and everything else. So they are not like under our approach and everything else, because even everyone we know might turn out as a customer and everything else, but still paid ads like become a huge part when it comes to like promote to a broader audience. But when it comes to targeted, you need to know who's your audience is, because like as you said, if we are like selling, like let's say you're selling phone to the mug audience, it won't work at all. Yeah, segmenting plays a huge role. Plays a huge role. Also, other than this, right now you're also like promoting like heavily. What are the things that you are heavily promoting right now? Are you like in the waiting for the traffic secrets promotion? Like, are you have like any plans into getting into it?
Um, to be honest with you, I probably won't. You have the benefit of sticky cookies, so there probably will be some sales come through. For anyone that doesn't know that, if someone's already clicked on a ClickFunnels link, which was mine previously, and then go ahead and then buy any other products, I will automatically get the commission. And it's always the last cookie that works. So let's say if they've clicked on mine in the past, and then they click on an affiliate link with yours on, and then they go and buy traffic secrets, you're going to get the commission on that. That's how that works, and we all agree, and we know that's the rules, and that's how it works. So yeah, it's kind of like there will be some sales come through, but it's not something that I'm going to go too nuts on, because I know a lot of people which are going to do a lot of stuff to try and promote it, and at the end of the day, I don't feel like I need to get into that that war, if like, as far as like buy from my link type of thing. So I'm not going to be doing that this time.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess like Sharad like asked the question like, are you into high ticket affiliate marketing right now?
Yeah. Got some great little programs there where you're getting like $1,000 commission on $500 commission. There's a few different programs and courses that I've been through myself, which again is part of my own ongoing strategy. I run a very tiny amount of paid ads to a few different courses, and you might get 1 or 2 hit each month, which can build up to anything from 1,000 to 3,000 a month, and that is just purely targeting those specific courses. And there's 1,001 people that might promote was one offer, but I can guarantee there's a very small amount that are promoting all the offers. so that you can actually go out and pick various different programs that you may have seen, and the actual competition on that particular one might be very low. So you always check your terms and conditions whenever you're placing ads to make sure you don't step on toes, or make sure you don't annoy the actual vendors as well. So you've got to make sure you go through the T's and C's to see what type of ads you can use, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's on Google AdWords or Bing, or any of the other paid platforms. Pin ads are supposed to be quite good right now, very cheap, very easy to target. That's something else I may look at next month. And you've still got Instagram and all these different organic ways of getting traffic. So it's a big world out there, and it's a huge market.
Yeah, that's totally true. Like high ticket is also a great way to get like a huge income when it comes to like few days ago they launched like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and Russell like launched like Knowledge Business Broker Blueprint, something like that. Yeah, KBB. So they launched that, and like many affiliates out there were promoting it. Were you promoting that as well? Like it was also a high ticket product. Like it was huge commission out there.
I had a little push at it a couple of weeks ago when they were doing the registrations. It wasn't major, and it was only to a small targeted part of my email list. But I still got $1,000 sale from it, so can't argue too much about that, because at the end of the day, if you're using your email or your email list, it costs you nothing to send an email. So return on investment for that, pretty decent.
Yeah, that's still super awesome. So yeah, anyone have like any type of questions right now? Like we are going, if you don't know, we are going with Clickfunnels Dream Car Winner, Paul Mottley out there, and yeah, that's super cool. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Yeah, and yeah, if you're watching it on replay, you can simply post on the question out there in the comment section, and you will get yourself answered by myself or Paul as well. So yeah, if you have any type of question, simply let us know right now.
I think we're good, man. I think we're good. I'm sure that some people will probably come back on, and you always find with the lives that you'll get more people watch on the replay than you will actually on the live as well.
Yeah,
it's just a natural thing, because people are busy and they can't suddenly jump on every live notification they get on the phone or the computer. So you'll find people will come back to it, and of course you can then repurpose this video out to anywhere you like as well. So it's good for your organic reach, because you can stick it out there and pick certain parts out of this interview, for example, put it onto your Facebook profile and let people know where they can go and watch the rest of it, and grab more people into your group. So yeah, should be cool, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess like if anyone have like any type of question, you can simply post in the comment section down below, and we will get down and reply every comment over there, me and Paul. And yeah, I guess like that's it like for now. And like if anyone do you want to say like any last thing before like we round these things up? I think that we have right now.
I think we're good, man. It's just like I say, just if you're watching this back, or if you're just popping it halfway through, just go and watch the whole video. There will be some good little nuggets in there that you can probably take away with you, and I'm sure your honourable host here will help you out with anything that you need. And like I say, if once the traffic secrets come out, then go ahead and buy from his link. I'm sure he'll be more than happy. Remember, you don't pay anything extra for that. He just gets a commission because you think he's awesome and he deserves it.
Totally appreciate it, man. And yeah, guys, remember one thing: the main thing that comes up in anything, like if you're doing any type of affiliate marketing or like anything that you're doing when it comes to online stuff, the only thing that makes a difference is taking action. That's the only thing. Because if you have the knowledge and you don't implement it in the right way, nothing will happen, nothing will change. Because if you are like observing everything in yourself, that's it, and you're not like teaching other people, there's always like if you reach to that particular level, there is some limit. After that, you will start teaching some guys out there, because that's the thing. Because if you know everything else, and now if you start teaching other guys out there, then you will make yourself a huge income and huge impact to your audience as well. So that's the main key. You need to take action. That's the main key, I think. What I think.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much, and like thank you so much, Paul, for being here. And I know how you've managed, how we've managed time and everything, especially you. You like it's been months since we end up these type of things, but still, thank you so much for being here, and like totally appreciate it, man. Totally appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Had fun. It's great.
So thank you so much, guys, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Okay.